Hey there folks, welcome back to the McGrory YouTube channel, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. Here is my normal playthrough for my career. I haven't started a personal playthrough. This might actually be the start of my personal playthrough. But I am going to record it because I'm seeing a lot of questions about how to actually start off an RLS career, how to get the best start. And I don't think I have all the answers, but let's see. So let's do tutorial. I am so dyslexic. So we're not going to need the tutorial, and we're definitely not doing hardcore. So let's hit start, and we'll work out exactly what the first step should be of any RLS playthrough. Okay, well, as my game kind of loads in and tries to work itself out, are we good? Are we good? We are good. Okay, so there is a new thing that's been added to Beam, which I highly recommend. We're not going to do it, but let me just show you guys anyway, right? We're going to hit career paths in the pause screen, then APM, then commercial, and then this little bit up here. It's a lot of steps. And then you can complete all of these challenges. At the end of it, you'll have 50, 60, 70, God, even $100,000 to start with, right? I don't really know. But we're not going to do that. That would allow you to skip the next few steps. But what we're going to do is buy our first starter car, something to really just get us rolling. As you can see, we don't have anything as a fresh new career. So let's load up the dealerships, and I'll walk you through some mindsets, you know, some thoughts that we have to think about. It's taken a while, there's a lot to sell. So there's the Arima dealership. These are brand new cars, 0 mileage, right? So if you see a brand dealership, don't bother with it. Belasco Auto, these are middle of the range cars, you know, middle class, daily drivers, nothing too crazy. Either way, out of our budget. More dealerships, more dealerships. Clockwise, drag racing cars, can't afford them. Commercial vehicles, this can be a good start, but as you can see, all we can afford are the little talents, and to be honest, as cool as they are, I don't think they are the solution. Drift gear, you know, drift cars. EDM, European cars, usually modified, so expensive. ETK, fast automotive, these are race cars, you're not going to be able to afford that. Gravel, truck, Hirochi, again, brand dealerships. GDM imports, same sort of thing. Japanese imports, usually got some mods, can't afford them. Jefferson Automotive, can't afford. Joe's Junk. This is massively tempting, especially with Joe's Junk V3, which is what we're looking at here. I mean, we could get a Bolide as our first car. I don't recommend it. If you're needing to watch this tutorial, I mean, no disrespect, but you're not in a position to start with a Joe's Junk car. That's a challenge. That is a real challenge, and it's not necessarily going to work. Same with any sort of scrap thing. I think this is a mistake. This shouldn't be in here. Other imports, again, weird mods, you're not going to get that. Police dealership can be a source of a good first car, but not on this occasion. Private. Usually there's something on the private market. Usually it runs. As you can see, we've got, you know, some quite good options here. We could get an FCV with 94 horsepower. A CS200, that's a nice platform, but, you know, it's a hit or a miss. Check it, but don't get too excited. Quarry side, oh, a US mail van, okay. I wonder how many cargo slots that's got. That could be a good start. Ritchie's, too expensive. I mean, they start at 87,000. Rally, again, can't afford it. Service dealership, you can get a good deal in here, not on this occasion. Really, what I'm trying to get at is this. Trusted Autos, okay? Trusted Autos has usually got some options that are gonna work out, and right now, we can actually see that. So there's a BX, a Diana BX, the nicer BX in my opinion. Manual, 150 horsepower, gasoline all-wheel drive, or a Cross Sport 2.3 GT. Now, that's a hard choice. I think we're going to go for the Diane because it's the cooler car, but this Cross Sport might actually be better, and I'll explain why in just a moment. So the nice thing about Trusted Autos is there's no dealership fees and there's no tax. So the price you see is the price you pay. So let's buy that Diane and it will arrive in 2 minutes. Oh, 1 minute. Fantastic. I don't even know our own product. See you in a minute. Okay. Our BX has arrived. Let's take a look at it. Oh, there we go. Nice BX. Looks quite smart. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. Little bit low on power, but that's not the end of the world. Oh, sounds like it's got a sporty exhaust. I wouldn't go as far as to say it sounds good, but sounds okay. Is it an inline 6 actually? It's hard to tell. It doesn't sound like a normal... It's either a BX remake mod or it's an inline 6. That is an inline 6. Cool! That's actually really good. So this has like massive upgradability. Super exciting. Ah, now interestingly, it was advertised as a manual, but it's actually an auto. I think that's just part of the beta. These cars are new. A few little bits of metadata haven't been worked out yet. But yeah, we have our BX, and it even appears to have a limited slip. So what are we going to do with this? Well, there's basically two main types of events in this game, right? There's lots more subcategories, but for our intentions, there's two main types of events. There are free roam events. This would be hot lapping, drift zones, drag racing, stuff like that. And then there's actual, maybe what we would call careers. So in terms of careers, you could fit delivery boxes into your boot or your bed of your truck or into a trailer, and then you can go to businesses and pick up delivery parts, or you could do one of the things listed in the mobile. So let's have a quick look. We pull over. You have to map the mobile to a key. Let me just show you that. So controls, phone. There we go. So toggle phone. I have it on left alt. Feel free to do whatever you want. But when I hit left alt, I get the mobile phone. So taxi missions, any car can do this. The more seats your car has, the better. Okay? I think this will count as 4 seats, but we'll take a look. Repo work, as long as your vehicle is able to take another vehicle from A to B, you can do that. So whether that means you've got a trailer that you can put a car onto, or you have an actual repo arm on the back, sure, whatever. Car mates, you don't really make money, they're just fun. But we are going to take a look at taxi driving. So our car can carry 4 people, and oh, I'm getting a phone call, and it has a rating of 0.7. So these are kind of multipliers that will work. Let me explain once we have our first client. Okay, so here's what we have, right? We have a 4-seater car. Now this fare is only for one person, which means that this $350 per kilometer only counts for one person. If this was a fare for 4 people, we would get 4 times $350 per kilometer. This rating is 3.7. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure how that works. And this, I have no idea. But what I know is that I will make $350 per kilometer times by 1. Okay? Because it's one person. So let's accept the fare. The GPS is automatically going to apply. And we will go and see this customer. Okay, we have picked up the client. I really do like that this has the limited slip. Even with the automatic gearbox, you can do some nice skids. And now we will take them to their destination. Let's get that done. Okay, we are approaching the drop-off point. Now, as far as I can tell, the customers don't really care how you drive. Just don't crash, but that's more for your own reasons, you know, just don't waste money on repairs. But you do get a bonus for the quicker you do the mission. So, we drop these guys off, we will open up our thing again to see that I made $1,000. And you can see everything here, so that's a standard fare. Again, I don't really know what that means. For one person who... Oh no, it disappeared. But effectively, my point is that the car... the nicer your car is, and the faster you can get the job done, and the more people you can fit in the car, the more money you will make. So, if anyone's watching my Season 8 playthrough, I bought the Hestia People Carrier as my first car. And I can fit 9 people in that, so I can make a lot of money per journey in that car. And the nicer I make it and the faster I make it, the more money I get. So that is taxi driving for you. Oh, there's another one. This might get us a return back to the city. But really, that's just the start. What that's going to do is that's going to make you enough money to move on to some other things, okay? So let me just get this journey done, and I will catch up with you in a little minute and show you the next couple of steps. Yeah, so once you've done your taxi missions, right, there's really no ceiling, because once you've got a little bit of cash, you can potentially buy something like this, a nice H-series that has all the seats you could ever need, or, you know, maybe a bus. A bus that has 40 something seats in it. This is the ultimate way to make money with a taxi. But yeah, the point is just progression, really. And it gets even better because let's say you decide to buy a MD series with a 5th wheel. Well, then you can go and pick up some trailers. Or a T series, you know, you buy your MD, you do some trailer journeys, realise, you know, this'll tow the trailers no problem, but it maybe isn't the most stable thing, so you upgrade. Or what about a D series that you put boxes in the back of, and then you go and do cargo delivery missions? Or you upgrade from the D series to an MD with, well, a crap ton more, more boxes on the back. Or maybe you just take your D series and fit a trailer to it that carries all of these. At the end of the day, there's infinite ways to make money. Now, let me demonstrate this side of the coin, okay? Because there's something you're gonna have to realise. So, if we take this D series, which in the beginning game, that's all you're gonna need, because you haven't built any sort of respect around town with the cargo companies, so they're not gonna give you the good stuff yet. So what you have to do is come to places like Rent-A-Box here, pull up into their storefront right here, and see what they've got to offer. So they've got 9 parcels and 9 trailers. We haven't unlocked trailers, so parcels it is. They're only allowing this 1. But the point is, you take this 1, and you go and deliver it. The next time you come back, they might have 2. The next time they come back, they might only have 1, but it's worth like $100. The point is, eventually, you'll get to a point where you could fill that MD series with the 12 boxes on the back of it, and the trailer with another 9 boxes on it. And you could make $30,000-$40,000 per delivery trip. It happens, it exists, and people do it all the time. So everything is all about starting small, starting humble, and then making it to something great. No one hops in and is immediately making 100 grand deliveries. You have to work out the levels for that, which means a little bit of grinding. And that's the fun part. Because, you know, I've came in, I've got a top of the range D series here, I've got the cargo boxes, but at this point, when I'm only picking up 1 box here and there, I could quite easily just get it done with a box in the boot of the BX. So it's all about growth. It's all about, ooh, look, there's plenty here, so we'll take that. We'll take that. I don't really like the timed missions, but we'll take that, then that, and then that. These are all on the same sort of route. Actually, if we're taking this, then we don't really want to go to our first drop. So let's not take that. Wait, no, that's not the one. Is it that one? What's the one that's taking us down here? Let's just remove all of these while we work it out. Okay, so that one. That one. That one. That one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, we can do that one. So there we go. Now we've got how many boxes to do? Like 8? Something like that? No, less than that. But you get the point. Every time you go in, you'll have a little bit more experience and you'll be able to take more and more, better and better. And yeah, that's the fun of it all. And then, you know, when I realised that the cargo's getting heavier as well, because you get paid for the more you take, the heavier it is, I might upgrade my suspension. I might give myself a bigger engine with more torque. I might do a better gearbox. I might do better tyres. I might change the chassis altogether to give me a much more stable frame, a longer bed. I might go to a 6x6. I might do lots of things that might help me in my quest to do deliveries. And that's the beauty of it. It's constantly expanding. You're always getting better. You're always learning. And it's great, great fun. So let's get these dropped off. I think we're going to turn left here. Yep. And then we'll maybe go and do a little bit of hot lapping, which is another thing that we're going to look into. Okay, so you've done your deliveries, you've made your money. It's time to have a little bit of fun. So what do? Well, if you've sold your BX, then you go buy something else. But let's say you have your first vehicle. Well, why not turn it into something special, such as this? This is the actual race spec BX, but if you're building it from the ground up, you can make it however you want it to be. Make it a race car, drift car, drag car, really anything you want. And that's the beauty again, is just being able to do what you want when you want. Let's say you have a BX like we have here, and you want to do drag racing. Well, this isn't the perfect way to build it. You might want to put in a drag racing gearbox and some more power with some drag slicks on the back, but why not just run it as it is? Let's see what we get. Okay, and the thing is about this is, like, the game doesn't care. If you want to run your MD full of cargo boxes down the drag strip, it's not going to say no. And you'll still make money from it. This time we made $951 from doing an 11, well, almost a 12-second pass. So the faster you go, the more money you make. What about the track though? Let's do a little bit of hot lapping and see the sort of returns to expect there. So for hot lapping, the easiest way is just to approach the line in this stance here. So as we pull up, there we go, stage for track, the target time is 2 minutes 20, or there's the shorter track, in which case it's 2 minutes and 5. No, sorry, alternate route is 1 minute 40. So, let's see what we can do. Ooh, I may have overestimated the brakes going into T1, but we've got back on track. Okay, lap 1 done. We made $8,800, and that's only with a multiplier of 1. We're going to make more. Every lap we add to the multiplier, every lap we make more money. And the beautiful thing about that as well is we'll understand the flaws in our car. If it overheats, if the brakes overheat, if it's not driving quite right, then we go back, we tune, we build, we fix. If we realise that the car is perfect and actually just needs a little bit more power, well, let's go look at that. Then you're getting to enjoy Beam for all of its sandbox glory. It's fantastic. Ooh, big sideways moment. Unfortunately, this is not a drift track. That was just poor driving. Okay, so even with a spin, let's see what we make. We made $2,500 because we didn't beat our previous best time. But we did add a multiplier to our incoming. So the more laps we do, the more money we make. Infinite money. Quite literally, infinite money. So, yeah guys, let me know if there's anything you want to see further into what RLS is, what RLS does, how you can really take advantage of the features that RLS have added. There is only one more thing to take a look at, and that is the garage options. So you can read in the FAQ all about our different garages, and it works slightly different from base Beam. So in Beam you have all the garages. In RLS you only start with Chinatown Garage. In fact, Chinatown might actually be RLS specific, I've lost track at this point. But when you approach the other garages around the map, you'll be offered to purchase garage. When we click on this, you'll see that what it does is it costs 115,000, and this will grant you an additional 2 vehicle slots. You only start off with 2 at Chinatown. As you buy more properties, you'll gain more vehicle slots. And so if we purchase this, there we go. We now have access to the older dragway. And and if we come in and we view our vehicles, we can see that these are all actually like set to their own places. So let's say we want to move our other BX, we can put it into, well, we could put it into storage, but I'll just put it into the garage that we based it at. Or we can move it to this garage, or we could just go grab it, park it here, and then click put it in storage, and it would go into this garage. But yeah, so the cars are now all local to certain garages. You also have to purchase your garages, and so that makes the early game really interesting, trying to decide exactly what cars you want, where you want them, when you want them, what you want them for. And it's generally very exciting. So let me know if you guys have any more questions about how to start, how you want to run things, or what RLS is. Until then, I'll catch you all later on. Thanks guys, speak to you soon, bye.